Hello everyone and welcome back to Paper Peony. This is my third tutorial using the Be My Valentine bundle that I am so in love with. It is found in the spring mini catalog found on my Stampin' Up link below. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I show off product that Stampin' Up creates, and that way it gives you ideas as to how to move forward and grow your creativity. This is the third tutorial that I'm showing you. This is what I would classify as an intermediate card because there's a lot more detail to it. The supplies that we're going to be using today is the designer series paper that is, you can either buy by itself or you can buy it in the suite and buy everything all together. This is the 12 by 12 designer series paper. There's a bolder print on one side and a not so bold on the back side that can be used on everything. So we have petal pink honeycomb on one side and the bees on the one side, the flowers, and then there's stripes on the back side of that one. You get 2 sheets of each design, so that way you don't feel bad about cutting one side and not the other. This happens to be one of my favorites. It has little flowers on it. And then you have the red flowers on the back side, which we'll be using today. And then we have the little bees with hearts on the background. And then the other one that we're going to be using today is these honey jars. And the back side of it is the bee trail that I want to call it a bee trail. That may not be the right word. And then you've got yellow gingham, which is a really cute spring print that you can use on anything and everything. And the back side of it is these really cute Valentine bees, which can be used for anniversary. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. Okay, so this one right here is Be My Honey. And although the stamp set has, that is not the words in the stamp set. The stamp set has Be Mine, I love you no matter what, Happy Valentine's Day, you'll always be the one for me, love you, you make my heart buzz, and you're as sweet as honey. We're going to take 3 of these stamps and combine them into our saying that we want. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a little bit. There's 4 little faces that you can put on your bee, the antennas, the bee trail there, the honeycomb, and then you got your wing. The heart on the punch is actually your wing. So here is, you can stamp a different color and then do your outline in black or another color as well. There's flowers, and then you can do just stripes on cardstock, or you can do a 2-tone bee, however color that you want, like you've seen in my previous videos. So we're going to use the Be My Valentine bundle. And then we're also in this card, on this card, we're using the Stylish Shapes dies, which happens to be my #1 go-to die set that we have in the annual catalog. The annual catalog is found on my Stampin' Up link below. And you can use the circles, you can use squares, they all nest in each other. So it's really cool, and these are the banners. But I use this all the time. And so for this one, we're using the next to last, or the next to the last circle, and then the one next to it to do this double layered circle here. So, but that can be found in the annual catalog in the die section. So let's get started. We're going to do our bee first. The bee, we're using inks. The inks we're using in this, on this particular card, is Daffodil Delight, which is our yellow, and then the StazOn ink, which is our black. Okay, and I have a white, basic white piece of white. Now, because this punch is easier, when you're using the bee, it's easier to thread through your punch sideways because the bee is on the bottom. It's easier to slide and punch in this direction. If you stamped your bee like right, you know, like in the middle of this paper, it would be very hard to punch this bee out. So keep that in mind when you're using punches. You want to stamp in the direction that the punch is going to punch. So, and the way to do that, a great way of knowing that is if you take a piece of cardstock and just punch, then that way you can use that as your template. So that way when you go to stamp your image, you can just use that as your template and then feed it through like you need to. So we're going to go ahead and do our bee. And that happens to be the circle that is found in that stamp set. So we're just going to stamp a B. Okay. Then we're going to use the stripes to get our black stripes. Okay, and we're going to stamp that on him. Okay. And then we're going to come back and we're going to use Stays On the wings. And we're going to stamp it on the Pool Party. Let's do it over here. Sorry. And we're going to stamp that twice. And it's highly important that, because this is a dye ink, it tends to dry out fast. So you have to either put a lot more pressure on it or keep it inked really, really well. But this is a solvent ink, and so it's sometimes hard. You just really have to watch what you stamp on in order for it to stamp correctly. Oh, and then I also forgot, you have to stamp, I did 2 on vellum. And this is where it's going to get tricky because it's going to want to grab to it. Okay. So two wings on vellum and 2 wings on Pool Party with the black ink. Okay, and then we have a smiley face that we've used in the previous video. And we're just going to make him look like he is smiling and happy. And we're going to stamp that in the dead center of the B. Okay. And then we will stamp the antenna later when we go to put this whole thing together. Okay, so we have our B stamped. And we can go ahead and punch him out and get him ready for his big debut. And see, I've got too much going on this side in order for it to feed through. So you sometimes have to play with it to get it to go in just right. Okay, so there's my B. And then let's go ahead and get the wings punched out. Come over here and get the other wing. Okay, and then do the same with the vellum. Oh, and I punched my vellum heart. So I need to get another vellum heart, or another piece of vellum out. Here we go, I found one. So, just stamp another wing. And then go back in and punch it out. And because I've got a big piece here, I'm going to have to cut some off in order to run it through the punch. Okay, a quick fix. Okay, so then you have your wings and you have your B set. Now, how I did this is I layered this vellum part on top of the Pool Party. And as you can see, it just makes it a lot bolder. So what I did is I used a little mini glue dot for this. Let me make sure that I'm getting the mini ones. Okay, so here's the mini. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting a mini glue dot on that where it's coming to a point. And then I'm laying it down on top of the Pool Party heart. Sometimes these are so sticky that they're hard to come off, but that should tell you that it does its work that it needs to do. Okay, so there you have your 2. Did I do that backwards? I did. let's do this again. Okay, there we go. Now they're even. Okay, and then you can just use the Tombow, or you can use another glue dot to put these wings on the bee. And you're just going to hold it for a second. And then come over and do the same for the other side. Okay. And there's the body of your bee. Okay. Then you're going to take white. And we can just use this basic white that we used before. And you're going to take those words that are in the stamp set, Be Mine, and you're going to stamp that in black. Then you're going to come in, and I only need the word honey, so I'm not going to stamp the whole entire stamp to save space on my cardstock. But you're going to come in and stamp the honey. Okay, and then you're going to come in and you're going to stamp that one that says You Make My Heart Buzz. And the only word that you're really curious about is that word that has the my in it. And you really kind of have to stamp this whole thing. But if you plan out your spacing, then you can get a lot for your space. Okay, so then you're going to cut out the word bee, you're going to cut out the word honey, and you're going to cut out the word my. Okay, and I did this kind of like in a rectangle way to make it look like Scrabble tiles. So honey, bee, there's the honey word, sticking to my fingers, and then the word my. And don't fret that you're cutting all those words up by getting the word my out of there. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now we're ready to get our petal pink circle and our black circle. So this is what it's going to look like. They nest into each other. So here's the petal pink, and you're going to go ahead and kind of position where you want your bee to go. Okay, and eyeball it where you want your antennas to go. Stamp this with black. Okay. Pop dot your bee up. Okay, and then put your bee on here like so. Then you're going to take baby glue dot or baby dimensionals, and we sell all of these dimensionals in our adhesive section in the back of our annual book. So you'll just want to go into our annual and look at that. You get 300. The regular ones is the regular size are 300 per package. Be my. And I've used dimensionals on all three of these words, so it popped off of the card. So be my, and then honey. Okay. And you'll just put the word honey like right there on the side, just like so. And you can use the scraps on these dimensionals. So you don't have to just use the hexagons. You can cut around the border. You can cut those and still use them, okay? And so then I just used regular adhesive. Now I'm using our Stampin' Seal, and it's our running tape, which is amazing if you don't want to use liquid glue. And it's pretty strong. And it does have refills, so you can just purchase the refills when you run out. Okay, so then you've got your bee assembled. And what I did is I just used gemstones, colored them the Pool Party and the dark Pool Party to add some emphasis on the wings. You don't have to use glitter or anything like that, but you can always use different things to add flair to your bee wings. And so I just did one right there in the center, and one right there, and then kind of mirror image the other side. Okay, and now you can see your bee has some bling, okay? So now it's just a matter of piecing the card together. So you're going to take your Pool Party, and this one, my original, folded this direction, but I pre-cut the cardstock, and I cut it 4 1/4 by 11, so we're going to make this one a tint version. And I'm using my bone folder to make that fold nice and crisp. All the supplies I'm using we sell, and so you can find them. Find all these products listed below in my description, or in my description of this class. And you can also find them in the catalogs. So, okay, so this is your basic black, and we're going to layer this jar piece right on top of it. I just wanted a little black border. I did not want a big black border. I wanted the attention to go toward the jars and not the black. So I did not want I didn't want a big, bold black going on this card. Okay, so there's that piece. Okay, so now you're ready to glue that piece down. And this one's glued down flat. So you're just going to glue that right like so. Leaving enough room at the top because we have these 3 little flowers at the top that we're going to put on there, okay? And then I did the same with the red designer series paper, the floral. I cut a strip, and I'm going to layer it on top of the basic black just to put some attention to bring out the printed papers. Because if you put it just on the Pool Party, it just doesn't pop as much. So, and all you're focused on this is making sure you have a black border on the top and on the bottom. Okay, and then this one is glued down flat as well. And I kind of just went across. Like so. And then you're going to pop dot your bee on top. Three should be plenty on this. Like so. Kind of put it down a little bit, kind of overlapping that. And here's why. I wanted my honey jars to look like they had honey in them. See how I've put some liquid accents on that? Well, we're going to do that. And so I didn't want all my attention to detail to be hidden. Okay, so put that on there like that. Then you're going to use the really cute enamel embellishments that are paired with this suite. And you're going to just put 3 little, I use the red heart or the red flowers on this one. And you can tell I went the top and bottom is a little different size-wise, but that's okay. You still get the red flowers on there. Okay, and so now your card is pieced together, but the last finishing touch I wanted to show you is I used fine tip liquid glue, and when this dries, it dries glossy. So I wanted to make my honey pots look like they had real honey in them. And so all you're going to do is you're going to go through here and you're just going to put this glue on the yellow parts of these jars. I did not cover the hearts on these jars. I just went through and made sure that all this honey, liquid gold, was shiny. And you don't have to do the ones that are hidden behind the circle, because what's the point? Why would you use up your glue for that? So this one here, and then kind of come down and do a little bit on this one. You don't have to do it all, just a little bit. And see, it's going to be like a little shininess, but you need to set it aside and let it air dry. It usually will take probably 30 minutes to an hour to dry, but just set it to the side and let it dry and then come back to it. But that is the third card that I wanted to show you. And what makes it intermediate is a little bit more extra time and a little bit more detail. So I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you give it a try. All these products can be shown or can be purchased on my website and the catalogs. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me and I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. But I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.